Hello, everybody. It is a lovely Saturday afternoon here in the UK. It's Saturday, the 26th of January, 2019. It is the No Show episode 4, and it's Red Reddington here with Samoan Driver. Say hello, Samoan Driver.
Well, hello, Samoan Driver. Ooh.
Hello, everyone on Twitch and in various other places. A little bit of a change up to the usual No Show. Well, I say the usual. We've only been doing it for 3 weeks. But we are returning to form as it is Royal Rumble weekend. Try saying that 3 times fast. I probably will have to over the course of this episode. So, the first hour, we're not going to be doing the usual Raw and SmackDown catch up. No, we're going to be talking about our predictions for this weekend's festivities, particularly NXT Takeover and, of course, the Royal Rumble itself. And then in the second hour, we'll catch up with a bit of news on the site, and then we're going to open the lines to you guys out there and take any questions that you might have. We'll answer them. You can come on and talk to us about the Royal Rumble and all that fun jazz. How are you doing, Samara? How's this week been for you?
This week has been busy as hell. It's a good thing it's Rumble weekend because I have not watched Raw, SmackDown, or Yard Tards for Bumble in your Rumble. Like, at all.
But was that because you were just so overwhelmed by the match quality on Monday Night Red and Poop Down?
Oh, most definitely. Like, that just completed wrestling for me this week.
There you
Like,
go.
I was just spoiled that I couldn't eat any dinner.
Okay. All right, let's get into these two shows. So tonight is obviously NXT Takeover Phoenix. Don't know if I'm assuming it's the first time they've been there because usually they say NXT Takeover Phoenix 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It's a 5-match card. If you want to go and leave your predictions, you can do by going to www.LOLWrestling.com /play/FujiBet. And you should be able to sign up and get yourself on FujiBet there and leave your predictions for NXT Takeover. So let's just run down the card first and we'll go through our predictions. So starting off at the very bottom, we've got Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno, which I believe is a rematch. I'm pretty sure this match happened at the start of a takeover, like it was like a one and done kind of 5-second squash for Riddle's debut, I think.
Yeah, it was pretty much. It wasn't even scheduled. Cassius Ohno came out. I think it was either Ono came out and called out Matt Riddle, or Riddle came out and then Cassius then came out. But anyways, yeah, it was just one and done. This is going to be hopefully a much longer match because I keep on wanting to call him Chris Hero, but KO, Matt Riddle. This is going to be an absolute slugfest. They can work as stiff as they want, and they're just going to have fun with it. I think Matt Riddle's still going to win it just to get him over, but I'm not going to consider this. Cassius Ohno isn't going to be hurt by a loss here, so I'm going to go Matt Riddle, but it's probably going to be up there for possible match of the night.
Ooh, going that bold. That bold
Yeah.
prediction. I have Matt Riddle. For some reason, I put pinfall and no interference. Pinfall is probably possible. It's going to be a knockout thing, I imagine. I can actually see this going the way of like a kind of a grappling thing, like a lot of grapples or submissions, and then like Ono just does the heel thing of knocking Riddle out for that for the heel win, I guess. But I'm going with Matt Riddle. We are agreed on the Riddle. It's good. All right. NXT North American Championship: Johnny Gargano versus Ricochet. I've gone for Johnny Gargano. I've gone against my boy. I've not picked Ricochet. I've gone Johnny Gargano pinfall with no interference. I think the whole thing with Ciampa is probably not going to play a part here.
Yeah. Let me actually go back here. I'm going Johnny Gargano with submission. Ricochet is held on to this title long enough. If he isn't going to drop here, he's probably going to drop Mania take. But against somebody like Johnny Gargano, if they're not going to put the NXT title on him, this would be something. This would be a good title to put on him until he's actually going to get his title push. Unless they decide to call both Ciampa and Gargano up and just have a DIY just go up to the main roster, whether as enemies or as a tag team. But I think it's Johnny's time to hold on to a belt that I don't think they were tag team type. Were DIY tag team champions?
I think they were at some point. I think they lost them. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they. I'm pretty sure they had them for a time and then lost them. I'm scrolling furiously. Yes, they did. They held them
Okay.
for 70 days
All right.
in
So
total.
yeah, I think it's time to get a belt back on Gargano. Ricochet, he's ready for a main event push. If not at the next takeover, then definitely sometime this year he's going to win the NXT title. But I'm going to go with Gargano.
Do you want to know how long ago it was that DIY were tag team champions?
I'd say about 2 years ago.
November 19th, 2019, 2016, sorry. I was 2019, in the future! That's a prediction there. That's a bold prediction. Okay, November 19th, 2019, DIY become tag team champions. I'm a god, okay? I'm just saying.
Let's actually see. What day is that on? December 19th? That's on a Tuesday, so they could do it on SmackDown. I'm going to write this down. DIY on 11/19.
No, 19. 11/19, yes, oh yes, of course.
Champions. Red says, got it. I'm holding you to it.
Yeah, I'm not putting any kind of HBK pose on this. This is just my status as a god. Okay, either that or I'm a WWE insider. Okay, stay on track. Stay on track. Okay, tag team championships.
Ooh.
I've now navigated away from my takeover page. God damn it!
Undisputed Era versus the War Raiders.
That's the one. That's the one. Who have you got for this?
It could go either way with this. I honestly, if they're going to put the NXT Championship on Adam Cole, then it would make sense for the Undisputed Era to hold on to the belts when Adam Cole gets it, unless they're all going to get called up. But if they're going to stay here when Cole gets the title, it would make perfect sense for them to hold on to the tag belts, Cole to win the NXT Championship, and then have whoever doesn't hold the tag belts, whether it's either Bobby Fish or Roderick Strong. I don't know who actually holds the belts or if they're doing it Freebird. But
I think they're freebirding it.
Okay. Well then, it would make perfect sense for the third man to get the North American belt. But it honestly depends because War Raiders, they're a huge tag team. They need a big man tag team in the tag team division in NXT and probably on the main roster as well, knowing Vince. But I actually went with the War Raiders on this, but I would not be surprised if the Undisputed Era retains.
Oh man, we are in sync so far. I have gone for the War Raiders as well. My thoughts on the Undisputed Era is I don't think they're going to be called up as quickly as people anticipate. I think it's going to be. I think it's more likely. I think they need to have more of a hold over NXT for a while. You know, NXT seems like the place that you can you can be a faction, you can do your thing over there, and get your shit over really quite easily without. Whereas I think factions on the main roster have always been, they run riot for a while and they like specifically target the top babyface. The top babyface then completely dismantles them, and it's irrelevant, which is always sad. So, and with all the call-ups that are going on at the moment, I don't see them bringing them up until maybe not even like SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think it's going to be at least maybe next year when they call anybody from the Undisputed Era up, or I think anybody else. I think we'll have like 1 or 2 call-ups, maybe 3 or 4 around SummerSlam. Just depends on how desperate they are. People leave with contracts and this, that, the other. We can talk about that next hour, but definitely, I see them holding around for a year, which is why I say I would not be surprised if Adam Cole wins the title, that they hold on to the belt and the American belt, whether it's Mania or whether it's at SummerSlam.
Yeah, yeah. I think they need. I mean, like they need that Four Horsemen evolution, holding all the belts, kind of shtick going on. I
Yeah,
mean,
because
obviously it's Hunter running the fucking company, so
yeah, and I don't think anybody's ever done that in NXT before. A faction holding all the belts,
no,
because obviously Sam would have been the last faction that they done that with, but obviously they didn't do that.
no.
So,
I mean, like
uh,
Nexus only got as far as the bloody uh, tag team titles.
yeah.
So Jesus. Okay. NXT Women's Championship. I have gone for Shayna Baszler. She is facing Bianca Blair. Oh,
Mhm.
Belair. I got it wrong last week. I got it wrong this week. Bianca Belair. There we go. That will do. I have gone for, because we mentioned this before I went on the air. I lost. I almost had a perfect score on Fuji Bet once, but I lost out to a Shayna Baszler finish that I thought was going to be a submission. So I've changed it now to being other stoppage / never stars, etc. With no interference. I think Shayna's got quite a while to go in here. Um, like I'm super surprised they took the belt off her to put it on Kairi Sane to then put it back on Shayna. That was surprising.
Yeah.
Um, but I think the latest crop of women's wrestlers will be interesting. It's weird. I mean, again, I still think it's weird that Lacey Evans lost the fatal four-way match for the number one contendership, and she got called up. It's just weird.
Yeah, I think that was honestly more for like a with with her, by what I've seen of her, A, it's probably a complete Vince move. B, it's because she has her character down. She wrestles the
Mm.
WWE style and serviceable. She does have a character that is not really seen on WWE TV, and she pulls it off very well. It's kind of like with Heavy Machinery. They may not be the best tag teams. They're probably not going to be tag team championship material.
But they
Maybe
know
they
their
might,
shit.
and they're they know what they can do with them. And they have, and not saying they'll hold the tag belts whatsoever, saying that she's going to win the women's championship point. Because obviously, if they're calling her up so early, there's something going with her. Same thing with Heavy Machinery, but I mean, it's one of those things to where basically, I'm just repeating myself at this point. She has her character. She's got it down well. Once she gets the get the green off of her going on the main circuit, I think she's going to be champion one day. She needs to basically come in on her own in the main roster. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Everybody coming up in the women's division in NXT, having, I think Io Shirai is still there, if I'm not mistaken. Kairi
Mm.
Sane is still there. Um, you know, they're in about the best position that they've been in since, Becky, Bailey, um,
Sasha and
and all,
Charlotte.
yeah, Sasha and Charlotte. I don't know why I slipped on them, but since the Four Horsewomen left. But yeah, I can agree with you. Shayna Baszler, she's not quite there yet.
Mm.
She's got potential. She's got more potential as a monster, being a third of the size of Nia Jax, and I'm not saying that to fat shame or anything. She is a legitimate monster in a relatively small package that can go toe to toe with any women, any woman on I'd say almost any roster around the world. She has that kind of potential. I'm not saying she's going to be pulling out 5-star Joshi matches out of fucking nowhere, but she's somebody who could legitimately either tap out or knock out Asuka. And we know Asuka's history around the world. She's
Mm.
retaining. I think there's going to be interference by her buddies, but if she continues on the path she's going and continues to improve the way she has, she's going to have a bright future on the main roster. I love the hell out of her. So,
Yeah, but the Queen of Spades gimmick is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't do something stupid and put her in like a fucking Alice in Wonderland, Queen of Hearts fucking get up, because I can
Uh,
see Vince doing that.
Good, but also if you look at it, she reminds me, and this is going to be a weird kind of comparison, but she kind of reminds me of Balrog from Street 2. This Sin City, especially the Queen of Spades gimmick. This Sin City kind of prize fighter who just knocks the absolute fuck out of you. That's what she reminds me of. So if they do anything like that, it's going to be. I think there's going to be a huge betterment within. But
Mm.
honestly, yeah, we're going around at this point. Shayna Baszler is going to win this, no question.
I mean, one thing I'd like to see if she ever got to the main roster. I think a power couple, Baron Corbin and Shayna Baszler, but he doesn't have his hair anymore, so.
Uh, and plus, Baron Corbin, they need to do a hell of a lot to bring back Baron Corbin as to even get close to working.
Yeah, dear
It would
God.
set it would set up a good dream match though between Baszler and Rousey. Because I'd like to see where they can do and what kind of story they could tell with that.
Lots of holds. Lots of holds and arms being broken. Last, but by no means least, of course, is the NXT Championship match. Tommaso Ciampa defending against Aleister Black. We're coming full circle on this. What are you on for here?
Aleister Black, and it's not to take anything away from Ciampa's title reign, but he's had a great title reign. He is the mega heel of mega heels right now, I think, across the board. But like I said, everything is coming down to this. It would make perfect sense for Aleister Black to win it, to gain retribution. He already has a win over Johnny Gargano, him from his sins. We're going to see a similar spot here against Ciampa. Going to get hit by the Black Mass, and Black's going to win it. That's the way I completely see this going down. I said Riddle and Ono is going to be match of the night. This is going to be right up there with it, without a shadow of doubt. It's going to be a fucking war.
Oh yeah. This is going to be pretty entertaining. I have gone the opposite way.
Ooh.
I have gone for Ciampa because as much as there are those people out there who have no desire to see a heel DIY running rampant across NXT, I actually think that's going to be a possibility. I could kind of see Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly retaining tonight, but being absolutely beaten black and blue by the War Raiders to the point that they're easy pickings for Ciampa and Gargano. I could see that being a thing. I could see that being a legitimate storyline. But I kind of like the idea. I like the idea of heel DIY possibly versus part of the Undisputed Era. I don't know. Who knows?
Entertaining as hell.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where a heel DIY is probably the right. It's good and it's probably the I think Ciampa and Gargano getting back together is enough to turn them not necessarily babyface, but at least to some sort of face level. I'm kind of shocked that they turned Gargano so heavily over the last couple of weeks. Like, he was like, I remember the match with him and Andrade, where Vega threw the DIY t-shirt at him,
Yeah.
and he just stopped mid match. And like that's such a babyface thing to do. I was like, this guy is like he's the perfect babyface, and they fucking turned him heel, and it makes me so sad. Because it's like you've got like it's like they consistently talk about not having a good face and not having someone who connects with the crowd. And it's like he was so perfect, he was so right for this role, and they fucking turned him. It makes me sad. Very sad. Okay, that is NXT Takeover. We will be taking calls about the show in the second hour. So you've got about 40 minutes to ramp up your I don't know what the word would be, salt, I guess, to get salty about our predictions and come on and tell us that we're wrong if you want to. You've got around about 10 hours to put your predictions in for NXT TakeOver on FujiBet. So if you want to get those in, obviously www.LOLWrestling.com /play/FujiBet. It's free to play, so I don't have to put anything on the video that says this event has now closed. Please do not call in or predict after that. Don't have to do any of that. So that's good news. I guess we could talk about Worlds Collide, or we could go on to Royal Rumble. What do you want to do?
I'd say we go ahead and go under Worlds Collide. Let's build up to the pay-per-view.
Okay, so currently right now there is a event going on at Royal Rumble Access, which is going to air in February. It's called Worlds Collide. It is a 15-man tournament with 5 wrestlers each from NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live, and the winner will receive a championship match of their choice. And this is the interesting thing. Apparently, in the press release, it says for either the United Kingdom, NXT, or if they are within the 205-pound weight limit, the Cruiserweight Championship. So I think this is going to be a potential call up for someone to from NXT to 205 Live. I think that's kind of the angle they're going here, which will probably play into who the participants are. So just to go through, I am going to get this guy's name wrong. So we've got Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, Dominik Dijakovic.
Donovan, yeah, he the former Dijak from the indie circuit and Ring of Honor. I have no idea why they called him Dijakovic, or however they're actually pronouncing it, but yeah.
Dijakovic probably, because it's a bit looks a bit Russian. Keith Lee, Shane Thorne from NXT. And then from NXT UK, we've got Mark Andrews, Tyler Bates, Travis Banks, Jordan Devlin, and Zach Gibson. And then from 205 Live, we've got Cedric Alexander, Tony Nese, Drew Gulak, TJP, and Umberto Carrillo, I believe. So those are the guys from 205 Live. So the way it's going to work is there's going to be a 15-man battle royal at I think it's actually happening. I don't think it's happening now, but I believe it's happening today at this Access.
Yeah.
The winner of that battle royal gets a bye through to the quarterfinals, I believe. Although these brackets look really weird on.
Yeah, that'd have to be the case because it's a 16-man bracket. So
Yeah.
if it's a 15-man tournament, unless they have some sort of special person coming in, yeah, I'd say the winner would have a bye.
Yeah, that's what it seems to say here. The winner of the battle will receive a bye to the second round, and then looks like they're gonna be airing basically the first round. They're gonna air it all in one day. So it's gonna be the first round and the first round's gonna be happening today. The quarterfinals and semifinals and final will be happening tomorrow, all at Royal Rumble Access, and the winner is going to get a title shot. So if I had to pick someone out of here, I think we're probably going to see a brand jump here. I'm kind of leaning towards Tyler and Mark Andrews here because I don't know what Tyler is billed. Tyler is billed to be at 175 pounds, so technically he could go to 205. Mandrews, I think, is pretty clearly he's billed at 147. So I think those two are potential jumps to 205 Live. Saying that, it does leave NXT UK without two really good competitors potentially in that division. It could also be Jordan Devlin, of course. I mean, I'm looking at. Yeah. I'm just going to look at all.
Could also be Travis Banks, especially with the star power. I would not be surprised if they move him up early.
Yeah, Travis is 198 as his build weight. Zach Gibson is the only guy from NXT UK who's over the 205 limit. So it could be any of those four, really, I think. If I had to put money on it, which I don't because I don't put money on bets, let's say I'm going to say Mandrews. I think Mandrews is probably the one to go across to to 205, I think.
Yeah. It'd make perfect sense for him because he's got the perfect build, he's got the athletic ability. With the way that they're wanting to go the cruiserweight route with, he would make perfect sense compared to like a Tyler Bate or even a Travis Banks. Because he fits in with like TJP, Kirizawa, and all that.
Hmm.
I'm actually going to go. My heart says Travis Banks. My heart absolutely says Travis Banks, but I'm going to do a Dark Matrix prediction.
Ooh.
Keith Lee's going to win it. He's going to get called up to 205 Live, and he's going to run shod on the Cruiserweight division as the Cruiserweight champion.
Keith, if people aren't quite aware why I'm laughing, just go and look up Keith Lee.
Let's pull up his stats. Keith Lee is 6'2", 320 pounds.
Dude.
Let's actually pull up a Wikipedia link. I'll put that in both Twitch chat and I am putting that in radio chat if you are listening in. Holy shit. Ivan Faces from Germany, he is fucking ripped.
Yeah.
Sorry, this in radio chat. He is, yeah. I need to catch a pro show. Well, since I've seen a full one.
Well, he has made who knows? Who knows? We might see a bit more of Keith Lee. Who knows? That could be right. That could be spot on the money. So the other thing to point out here is that Velveteen Dream is on this tournament bracket, and I think we mentioned before we came on that there was this thing with Dream locking down his Twitter, right?
Yeah, let's see. In case you're having, well, you better be keeping up with this if you actually listen to us. Velveteen Dream got some flack when they was doing the NXT ups with his tweets, basically telling them to book Dream, call Dream up. Caught a lot of flack from that. I don't think he's not scheduled for NXT tonight.
No.
We can talk about possible spoilers later on, but not scheduled tonight. He put out one last tweet on the 21st, basically saying until they come to an agreement, and I'm going to have to actually look this up again, but more along the lines of until they come to an agreement of how much I'm worth, you will not see the Velveteen Dream. Here we go. Here's the full one, so I'm not paraphrasing out my ass. As of January 21st, 2019, before he locked down his account, and I'm taking this directly off of NoDQ.com. I know my worth. The past year I've created a special atmosphere at NXT TakeOver until we, Star, can come to an agreement as to what my worth actually is. There won't be any appearances or performances from the Velveteen Dream or my likeness. Tilde, thank you. Capital U. So, that makes things interesting that he's still doing house shows, kind of like the Dolph Ziggler thing going on. He's still doing house shows, but I don't think he's on TV, and he's not booked for tonight, so, it might be work for... Yeah, Adam Cole's up. Well, no, but he's doing the Access, the Undisputed Era. He's probably going to make an appearance with the Era.
And he was in the Rumble last year as well, bizarrely.
Yeah.
So
and he was over as hell.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean, where were they last? When was the Rumble last year? Oh no, I've done the thing where my Chrome crashes. Hang on, 1 second. I'm about to lose everything, guys. It's all gone. It's all gone wrong.
I got you here. It was in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so that makes absolute sense.
Yeah, I remember it was somewhere where it made sense for it to be Adam Cole. Right. I'm now going to reboot my Chrome. My Chrome has disappeared and died. It's a good thing I've got a Discord app rather than Chrome, because that would have been stream over, everyone. That would have been just me just dying. I'm sure Samoa Joe can take this by himself. Right, so let's do Royal Rumble. We've almost done a perfect half an hour split here. That's impressive. I'm impressed.
We got this shit on key.
Yeah. All right. Hang on. Let me get my Royal Rumble thing up. Here we go. So let's talk about the pre-show matches, of course. I haven't got my predictions up either. So we've got Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa versus Hideo Itami versus Kalisto. Fatal 4-way for the Cruiserweight Championship. Who you got, driver?
Buddy Murphy. I honestly don't see the cruiserweight title. Rarely is it going to change hand in a multi-man match unless it's like a TLC or something like that. But if it's just going to be a straight up fatal 4-way, especially on the pre-show, Buddy Murphy's going to be walking away with this. But it's going to be an extremely fantastic match. They've been killing it as of late, and I'll go ahead and say that this will probably set up for the Mania, their Mania match.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that the Cruiserweight title never really gets a proper showing on the pay-per-views as being a legitimate thing, and then people wonder, oh, why doesn't it do as well? It's like, well, take a guess why it doesn't do well. My predictions. God, where are my predictions gone?
Where have your predictions gone? Come on, Red.
Typing furiously into things. Right. I've gone for Buddy Murphy. So these ones I've randomized, I think, and saved them. I'm not going to change them. So I've gone for Buddy Murphy, a DQ finish with interference. Yeah. That's changed since yesterday. I was looking yesterday at the. I like to look to see how many people have put stuff in, and I thought I fucked up this card so badly on the Fujibet predictions that I thought I missed one of the competitors, but it just turned out no one had voted for them. But I can confirm now all 4 competitors do have predictions for them, although one of them only has one. So,
sad day.
Sad day for that wrestler who I'm not going to mention on the
Should we go ahead and do the 5 dimes spread?
The 5 dimes spread? I don't know what that is.
The 5 dimes predictions, the favorites to win these matches.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah.
5 dimes, and again, I'm taking this off NoDQ because it's pretty much my favorite aggregator for wrestling stuff. Definitely not promoting. Cruiserweight title, Buddy Murphy is favored to win at -195. The field wins at a +155, so Buddy Murphy is the favorite.
Huh. Well, we can favoritize NoDQ.com because this is the no show.
Yeah.
So no DQ, it makes sense. There we go. We can favor them. Okay, the other pre-show match is going to be Rusev defending his United States Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura, who last year came out at the cursed number 14. Dear Lord, the curse is still strong. I remember this last year when we were like, he's going to have the match with AJ. It's going to be an awesome match. They're going to have an awesome series. Curse officially broken. How wrong were we on this point? Oh, man. Poor Shinsuke Nakamura.
But at least he hasn't been injured.
Yeah. So my randomized prediction is that, again, I can only assume that Brian James is going to be agenting this match, according to my randomizer. I've gone for no contest. The finish is a submission with no interference. I don't know how that works, how you can have a no contest submission, but dear God, if Brian James can find a way to have a DQ in a fucking no DQ match, then fucking hell. He will find a way to have a no contest submission. If this happens, I'm a god.
I'm going Shinsuke Nakamura. I'll go ahead and get to the favorites after this. For me, worker, but he's just when he's not cutting promos. When he's the monster, when he has Lana mouthpiece or heel, that is when he is at his best. I was kind of glad, and I said this last week, I was glad that he wasn't at last week's SmackDown because I cannot stand his promos. He cannot, he's not a, and I'm basically repeating myself at this point, he's not as good as what he could be when he doesn't have Alana there. That said, Shinsuke Nakamura, he needs something to go, unless they've got some big match scheduled for him at Mania. He needs some way to get into Mania. I don't think they're going to keep the title on Rusev at all. So Nakamura is going to get the win. It's going to be a pinfall with the Kinshasa. Easy, easy peasy. Favorites on this has Rusev winning at negative 400. Or actually, no, okay, yeah, favorites have 400. Negative 400, Shinsuke Nakamura at 280.
I never quite understand how American betting works. As far as I remember, negatives are the bad numbers, right?
Negative, according to this website, the favorites are the negative symbol. For the favorites,
Okay.
it represents the amount of money you need to risk to win $100. So you have to bet $400 on Rusev to get $100. As
Right.
for the positives, that's how much you win if you spend $100. So
I see. I see. Okay. That kind of makes sense. I think. we would say probably four. We'd probably say 4-1 and 2-1, right?
Yeah.
Nah. There you go. That makes more sense to me as a UK layman. Okay. On the main show, this is going to be by the looks of it, a 7-card show. So we'll go all the way down to the bottom. Your favourite storyline, I think it's your favourite storyline. Yeah, I might be wrong. I might be misreading all of this. WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships, The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus versus The Miz and Shane McMahon. What are your? Well, hang on. It's my turn. No, it's your turn. It's your turn to go first.
Okay.
Go on.
The Bar's going to win this. No fucking question. They're setting up for The Miz and Shane McMahon at Mania. And I've said this before on the show. You can see it a mile away, but it's like a train wreck. You know it's coming, but you can't look away. This is going to set up for Miz eventually turning on Shane, and then we're going to have this big build up to Mania. There's no reason for the Bar to drop the titles right now, unless they actually want to keep the storyline going until SummerSlam, which would be an extremely slow burn in that case. But either way, if it doesn't happen at Mania, it's going to happen at SummerSlam. But I'm going to say they're going to do it at Mania because it's fucking Shane. We need to have him jump off something 25 feet high, for God's sake. Bar's going to win it.
Yeah, I think this is well, I'm looking at my predictions and I was trying not to laugh because clearly my randomizer knows that Brian James is agenting SmackDown because I've gone for no contest, count out with no interference. Which again,
Wow.
I don't know how you can do that. Well, no, I you know, you could have a double count. So I'm thinking double count out. Apparently, is what I'm going for here. I have no interest in winning this competition. No, I like this story. I think I like anything where it's so fucking obvious. The only thing that could ruin this story, there's two things that could ruin the story. One is where, well, I mean, okay, it could ruin it, but it could also be fucking awesome. One is where Shane is smart enough to know that Miz is going to turn on him. Like, has fully expected this from the outset in some capacity. Like, he knew this was a grand scheme all along, right? And he gets to be a bit of a dickhead face to Miz, okay? It could be great. It could also be fucking terrible because it's Shane McMahon. But yeah, like I could see that. I could see that being a thing where it's like, you know, I knew it was a work. You know, I knew you were just dicking with me all along, and I fully anticipated it, which is a bit weird. But the other way is obviously to have Shane be a complete dumbass, which again you have to find that comfortable middle ground. I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, that seems to be my prediction. Who knows? Maybe we will get a double count out for this scenario. maybe we will. Maybe this will be. I don't know. I don't know why that would be hilarious in my mind. Okay. Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Um, again, randomizer has gone for this time though. It's picked a definitive winner. Ronda Rousey DQ, no interference, which I think is possible. I
Yeah.
think it could. I think it could be possible that Ronda loses her shit, she gets DQ'd, or Sasha gets DQ'd deliberately, and Ronda retains. I could see this happening. Have you been? I'm assuming you haven't been following Brian Alvarez's polls about Sasha Banks. Okay, I'll go. I'll dig those up whilst you give me she give you predictions because they are brilliant.
Okay. First off, favorite according to Five Dimes for SmackDown, The Miz and Shane McMahon, which is surprising, at -280, the bar at +200. Ronda and Banks, first off, saw the wardrobe malfunctions photos of Banks's ass on national television. Don't know why it had to be censored out, but she's got a good ass. I'll say that. She's doing well for herself in the gym. Ronda Rousey's winning this. It's leading up to Mania. I mean, if she's going to drop it, it will be at the big show, giving somebody the rub. Uh, uh, there's no way she's losing tonight. There would have to be some severe clusterfuckery, and it'd have to be pulled off absolutely perfectly to take the belt off of Ronda when it's not Mania. Just because she is their women's cash cow at this point. She is the one who they're really banking on, they're putting all the money on. She's basically the female Brock Lesnar, except she actually does dates. So there's no way in hell she's losing. In fact, this is almost the largest spread. Ronda Rousey is so much of a favorite. She's at a -1,500. You have to win $100. You have to bet 1,500 for Ronda to win. Sasha Banks is at a +700.
Jeebus. Well, that probably means that they're going to change those amounts so they can get a bit of extra cash. We all know that that sometimes happens. I'm just trying to find out if there's. I know there were 2 polls. I'm just trying to find out if there was a third. Because if there was a third, then it's hilarious. Oh god, I've got to go through all the AEW stuff. Hang on, almost there. I don't think there was. No, okay. So basically, Alvarez put out two polls, one last week and one this week, that basically said, okay, was Sasha Banks a babyface or a heel last night? So the results from the 15th of January 2019, 48% of people thought that she was a babyface, 52% of people thought that she was a heel. I have to say the top comments, the top reply to this tweet is a picture of Vince Russo with the caption, "Bro, they're the same thing, right, bro?" So, which is beautiful. So then, less than a week later, 22nd of January 2019, let's try this again. Is Sasha a babyface or a heel? 53% babyface, 47% heel. So they are killing Sasha Banks. They've killed the Sasha Banks and Bayley storyline in favor of completely murdering Sasha Banks in terms of her character. I mean, it's okay. I mean, like, I get it. It's like, I get the idea of like your character can sometimes be a heel and sometimes be a face, and sometimes that's but there should not be that much ambiguity.
Yeah.
You should be fucking clear of what your character should be. God knows, maybe they'll flip flop Lacey Evans every week. She'll be a heel one week, a face next week, or a heel on one show and a face on another. Who knows? As a free agent,
I would say with Lacey Evans' character being this kind of Southern belle, she can end up being the Southern bitch to where, she can be nice and sweet towards some people, and then other people, she's just an absolute twat. But, we're kind of reaching at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the
I
other
want to get,
side.
yeah, I don't want to get on that tangent, but let's go on.
Well, maybe the second hour will tangent a bit more. WWE SmackDown Women's Championship: Asuka versus Becky Lynch. Who you got for this?
It could go either way. It could honestly go either way. I've got Asuka winning by submission, but I would not be surprised if Becky Lynch wins. I guess it comes down to who they want to have face Ronda at Mania. Would it be Charlotte Flair or would it be Becky Lynch? I would personally go towards Becky Lynch in that case.
Mm.
Just because, you have the man Becky Lynch. She is basically the badass of SmackDown. And then you have Ronda Rousey, who's Ronda goddamn Rousey. That's why I'm going with Asuka. I think we're going to have Becky and Ronda at Mania, but this is one of those to where it's almost a you pick 'em situation.
Mm. So do you want to know what I randomized on this?
Go for it.
I've got Becky Lynch, no contest, with yes for interference. I'm not sure how Becky can win by no contest, but okay.
Well, there are ways and it could work.
No, there were not ways.
No. There are ways. You could have to where, well,
No,
it would be a
can't
little.
work.
It would be a bit Russo, but if you was to take Shayna Baszler and her friends and well, no, that'd be no con. Yeah, that would not fucking work.
No, that would not work. I don't know how that is.
Unless okay, let me modify that. If you take Shayna Baszler and her friends, trying to be the whole, absolutely just butt rack Ronda Rousey on the way. Becky Lynch, where she cannot compete. Becky Lynch has announced no contest. And that sets up for the NXT horsewomen versus the WWE horsewomen. That is about the only way that could fucking work.
The only problem is, according to our FujiBet rules, that would not be no contest. That would be never starts.
So there's no fucking way that'd work. But it'd still be good.
It would still be good. That could be an interesting way of setting up. I mean, Oscar versus the three horsewomen, that could be quite funny. WWE Championship, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. This, I mean, the two main title matches tonight, they have. I mean, this show has. I think this is the one show I think where I look at this card and I look at the NXT card, and I think that this card will very easily trump NXT. I think. I can't remember whose turn it is. I think it's my turn. I've got AJ Styles, DQ, and interference. Yes, because I randomized the shit out of things. But I can very easily see Daniel Bryan holding onto this title. It makes some sort of sense.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, I don't think they would hotshot the. Not that it necessarily be hotshot. It's been 2 or 3 months, but I don't think they would give the title that close back to Styles after holding it for over a year. I think if Daniel's going to lose it, it's going to be at Mania. Not saying he isn't going to lose it here, but this is one of those. This is again one of the probably the closest match, even closer than the SmackDown Women's title match. But I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan via submission, no interference. But this is probably going to be match of the night, unless the Universal title can pull something out of fucking nowhere, like what Bryan did to Lesnar. But yeah, there's almost. It's another you pick him, but let's just go with Bryan. In fact, this is the closest spread on 5 dimes. Daniel Bryan by 195, negative 195. AJ Styles plus 155. So that's extremely close.
Intriguing. And of course, so we mentioned it. Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor for the WWE Universal Championship. Who you got on this one?
Lesnar by way of, if they're really, it depends on if they're souring on Braun Strowman. First, I don't think Lesnar's going outside of either Mania or Slam. And it also depends on if he's finally going to fight Daniel Cormier. They might have him go out there with the Universal title. Still haven't heard anything about that. I think it's basically gone under. But given that it's gone under, he's not winning it outside of a big show like Mania unless they're giving him a big fuck off, blow off, spectacular, like main event caliber billing match. And this is not about Finn Balor. If any Brock Lesnar, I think Finn could, because he does have that pedigree being the first Universal Champion, and this would be a great David and Goliath match, despite what Vince McMahon has to say. That is the only thing I saw of Raw, because I did end up watching it over the before we got on the show, after listening to the whole Dave Meltzer rant. But Jesus fucking Christ, Vince, read the fucking Bible. I'm not even Christian, and I know it more than you. But then again, he wrestled God, so who the hell am I to say?
Oh man.
But yeah, it's going to be Brock Lesnar by way of, not that I don't want Finn to win it, but it's either going to be Strowman, or most likely it's going to be at Mania where he's going to lose it.
I think this kind of depends on how you look at the Rumble. And this is my bold prediction that I promised earlier. So I think all the discussion about Finn saying he's not going to come out as the Demon, I think that's all smoke and mirrors. I think we are going to see Demon Finn Balor, and I think we're going to see Demon Finn Balor beat Brock Lesnar at the Rumble.
Ooh.
I think this is their big turnaround. I think this is Vince's big turnaround plan. I may be fucking wrong on this, but I think Vince's plan is to move these guys into the main event, to move guys like Balor, Joe, Owens, Zayn, and Strowman into the main event scene and build the main event scene around those guys. I think. I want to believe that's the case. I know it's probably not going to be true, but I think we're going to see Demon Finn Balor beat Brock Lesnar. I wouldn't necessarily say decisively. I think they're going to tease the shit out of beating Demon Finn Balor. I think they're going to tease the shit out of it. I wouldn't even be surprised if we see some kind of Eddie Guerrero style finish here, like No Way Out, with Braun coming in and doing the fucking power slam, and then Heyman somehow, then him chasing Heyman to the back, and then Balor gets up and coup de grace for the win.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. Which is why I've changed my randomized prediction for this, and I've gone for Finn Balor, pinfall, and yes on this. What's the betting? What are the odds on this?
The betting on this, I know Lesnar, this is actually closer than I anticipated. Lesnar is at negative 280, Finn Balor is at plus 200. So it's not quite Buddy Murphy, the Cruiserweight title and the WWE title have the same spread basically, but it's not quite Bryan. It's not quite Bryan and Styles, but it's close enough to be significant.
Okay. All right, let's do Rumble picks. We won't do the who's going to last the longest, who will eliminate the most, but we might as well do winners and numbers. So for the men's Rumble, I've got Samoa Joe at 21, and for the women's Royal Rumble match, I could not resist. I've got Swerve Face at number 30.
Ooh, Swerve Face can't be at number 30.
Of course, yes, Swerve Face can't be at number 30. That's probably that's a randomizer.
Yeah. Yeah, I would go ahead and change at least the number. But
Yeah,
if
let's put.
Swerveface wins the Royal Rumble, I will HBK pose, walk him down to the ring at Mania.
What? Okay.
That will be my bold bet for the Rumble because I haven't done this in quite a long time, and I've got an itchy gambling finger. So
I was wondering what you were going to say there. Okay, my
you
new
brought
number
it
is
up.
number 9. So we will put number 9 in there. I
All right.
randomized it and I got 9 on there. Um, Let me just save that in my predictions here. Who have you got?
Uh, for the men's side, I'm actually with you. So I'm not too far off. You said 21. I said 18.
Ooh.
So we're kind of on the same wavelength. If they're really going to go the way you say, Samoa Joe would be the obvious choice. If they're souring on Strowman, and I think Strowman is up there with people who could win it, like up there, but I don't think he's going to be as high as Joe or Rollins or even McIntyre at this point. But if they're souring on Strowman and they let Brock hold the belt after Rumble, him and Joe fucking wars years ago. You would
Yeah.
not be surprised. It's one of those people who you look at and you're like, yeah, just by looking at him, he could probably beat Brock. So that's the reason I'm going with Joe. Plus, this is his time to shine. Whether he goes for the Universal or whether he goes for the WWE title, it's going to be fun. As far as the
Yeah.
Women's Royal Rumble, if it's not going to be Becky Lynch, I'd say it's going to be Charlotte Flair because one of those two are going to face off with Ronda at the Rumble or at a Mania. Could be both. There have been rumors that they might have a triple threat for the Universal title or for the Raw Women's title, but they've. I kind of want to switch that to Becky Lynch, but I'm going to stay with Charlotte Flair just because she's the one. It's going to be one or the other. But yeah, she's the one. Becky Lynch is the man. Charlotte Flair is the one because fuck Billy Gunn. Not really. Uh, Charlotte Flair is going to win it. It isn't going to be Charlotte's.
So I will say this much. This is so if you've not put your future bets in for the Royal Rumble, why not? Go and do it because literally, if you predict both Rumbles perfectly correctly, so we've got like 4 questions up for each Rumble. Who will win, the number that you enter at, and the who will last the longest, and who will eliminate the most people. That's 240 points. The entire event is worth 475. So I might get the predictions up by like SummerSlam. So, but you should pretty much you're probably going to top the table if you get that right. There's a lot of spread on numbers. Um, Interestingly, quite a sizable percentage of people have picked number 30, but only so a number of people have picked number 30, but only half of those people have picked R-Truth. So well done there. I'm just going to look on here on the women's. Not so many people have gone for number 30. And again, only one of those people has then picked Carmella. So well done there as well. I don't think we're going to see any big surprises here at the Rumble. I think we might see some old faces. I don't think we're going to see anything new. I don't think this is going to be an AJ Styles moment. I mean, we'll know as soon as Kenny Omega tweets a picture of like somewhere in Japan.
Yeah.
So we'll know as soon as that happens. And he forgets to turn his location off, and he's actually in Phoenix. Which would be an amazing troll if you could do that, Kenny.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're listening, if you could just get someone in Phoenix to like log into your account and tweet a picture of something in Japan, then that would be hilarious because that would get everyone going.
He could try to VPN to his
even better.
Phoenix.
Oh, VPNing. That's the kind of thing Kenny would do.
Yeah.
He is such a nerd. Okay. We have timed this almost precisely. Oh, look at that. Just gone 3 p.m. here. It is now officially the second hour of the show. We've got a bit of news to talk about before we open up them phone lines, fire up those phone lines, and let Nikki cross in here.
Can I go ahead and take care of something real quick?
Oh, sure, go ahead, man.
Charlotte Flair is the favorite to win the Rumble at negative Women's Rumble. Are Becky Lynch at plus 115. Alexa Bliss, who is coming back, she's at plus 1500. And then Ember Moon is at plus 1650.
Bliss is officially in the Rumble, by the way. She is in.
Yeah. Men's Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins is actually favored to win at negative 150. Drew McIntyre at plus 600. Braun Strowman at plus 230. John Cena, who is kayfabe injured, is at plus 1500. He's supposedly on another film. I don't know if it's in China or whatnot, but he's doing another film he's shooting right now. His contract should be up, or should be up by, but it's almost likely he's not going to be at the Rumble. But yeah, that's just to clear that up.
You've just reminded me something as well. We do have some news. This is the fourth week of the no show, so we have to provide. Even though we're not covering Raw and SmackDown this week, we do have to provide an update on the Jobber Championship, of course, with the Rumble coming up. And I do have some news that we have a new Jobber Champion, ladies and gentlemen. Seth Rollins successfully pinned Drew McIntyre this week on Raw, which means the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre is our third Jobber Champion. Now, I am going to make a ruling here. I do not think that simply eliminating someone at the Rumble should count as a transference. What do we think about that? Do we like the idea of spicing it up, or do we think it has to be a pinfall or a submission here?
Kind of back to the Woo Championship, which, by the way, Drew is the former Woo Champion.
That's true.
Did they switch the Woo title?
I don't think they did. I don't think they did.
I say we spice. Whoever Drew eliminates first.
There we go. First elimination by Drew McIntyre at the Rumble. That's going to be that's the thing. We will change the Jobber Championship. There we go. That's official now. We have a spicy title belt. Okay. Let's do a little bit of news and stuff before we move on. Site news. Badges have launched, everybody. Woo! So they're like achievements or trophies on Xbox and PlayStation. Been meaning to do it for a while, but finally decided to bite the bullet and put it in. You can find them by going to your user profile. If you've been with the site for a couple of years, or at least a year, you will have at least one badge. The main things we're giving them out for are annual memberships. If you've been here for a year, you'll get a badge. 2 years, you get a badge. 3 years, whatever, you'll get a badge. I actually put that all the way up to 7 because this site has actually been going for 7 years, but we've only actually had logins and registrations for 3, so I overstacked that a little bit. Every FujiBet prediction game will have awards for gold, silver, and bronze for first, second, and third place. There's also a special badge out there for people who predict shows perfectly. Which one person, who I will mention, the last Punisher, has earned, I think, 6 of those badges. He's had 6 perfect events.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know how. They're mostly G1 days, but it seems to be G1 and Phoenix and NXT takeovers because they've got less matches to predict. So takeover tonight, so you have a chance to go and predict and win one of those badges. There are some hidden badges as well on the website that I've hidden around. That requires you certain things to get them. So I will let one of them slip here, which is if you can find the place on our website where there is a postcard from a certain Puerto Rican who has been with the company, I think, for now 10 years, you might be able to find a way to earn yourself a badge. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So if you can find a place where you can find a postcard from a Puerto Rican on our website, you might be able to gain yourself a badge. But you have to do something on the page. You don't just have to go to the page. You have to do something on the page. So I'll throw that out there. Maybe I'll throw one out every week. I'll find a place to hide a badge on the site. The only thing to plug is, of course, GM mode is going on on this very channel. On Monday, we will be our third week of GM mode. Me and Dark Matrix, and me running Monday Night Red, and Dark Matrix running. Well, I tell you what, if you like wrestlers wrestling on concrete in a death cult, then Poop Down is the show for you. We have we bring in various people to rank our matches. We've had Dave 1307. We've had Samoan Driver. I believe Mince might be joining us this week. I don't know. We asked Mince, and I think he said yes. So I think Mince will be on the show. So I think that's about everything. Let's get Nikki Cross in here and ask her about her Rumble plans. Let's bring in things. If you want to get on the show, by the way, you can just jump into our Discord. If you just go to LOLWrestling.com, find a little link at the bottom that plonks you into Discord, and just come to the radio show and tell us that you want to get on the show, and we'll bring you in, just like this lovely lady here. Hello, Nikki Cross.
I'm coming for you, Red.
How you doing, man?
I have a cold.
Cold. Oh dear.
Ugh.
I finally gotten this Yes show.
It's a no-show. Get it right, man. It's a no-show.
Yes.
No-show.
Where's Scott Hall? Oh no, he no-showed.
He no-showed. Yeah.
But yes, it's been very interesting the last few.
Oh
months.
yeah. Oh yeah. We haven't been on for a long time. We haven't had anyone call in for a very long time.
Oh.
What do you want to talk about?
Various things. I mean, there's this conspiracy theory going about that Roman Reigns is going to be in the Rumble.
Okay. What?
He's good enough to make a Rumble appearance, even though he's filming a movie.
Yeah, there's a slight difference.
Yeah.
The question really is, such a thing, would he just get massively cheered, or would he get cheered for a second and then realize, oh, this is Roman Reigns, we hated him before, so got boom?
I don't know. I think there would actually be, for the very first time in wrestling, that sort of stunned silence of, oh my god. They are. I mean, like we can make the jokes all the time that they've got $2 billion from Fox or whatever to do whatever the fuck they want for the next 5-6 years. But the company's willing to fly to a country that is fully implicated in the murder of a foreign national, of a national on foreign soil, and proven to be murdered by the people that they are promoting the show. Yeah, they're being promoting the show with. So, would it be terrible for them to? I mean, so is the prevailing theory that Roman doesn't have leukemia? Is that how deep the theory goes, or is it that he's just going to come back and make a Rumble appearance?
I mean, they did milk the whole, Roman's cancer thing. I mean, they really milked it.
Yeah, I know they did, but I'm just saying, is the conspiracy theory saying that he doesn't have cancer, or are they just saying he's going to make an appearance?
He's well. It wasn't that bad, and he's well enough to come back.
I see. Okay. I mean, if they went full blown, like he never had cancer and it was all a work kind of thing, I think the backlash would be amazing.
Oh yeah.
It would be And I can imagine Vince being like, "Oh, these millennials, can't take a joke, can't even make jokes about cancer anymore."
I mean, have you've seen how things are, and you've got talking about a uterus because there's this thing discussed this yet, but apparently, she's fucking off after WrestleMania.
There have been. I think she's come out and said that she's not. That she's really happy of being there in WWE for what she's doing. Contract isn't up till so I see more of her at least through 2020. If she
Not
decides to fuck,
exactly helped with the ratings, though. You have to look at the ratings. It's like they really thought that UFC would watch WWE because of thousands. Like, no, Rousey's
that's
old
their
and
first
busted.
problem.
She's old, and people lost. And after she went in that whole strop about it, it's like, yeah, she was damaged goods. The whole glow about her is just, once she just kept on losing, it didn't
Yeah.
matter anymore. You know,
Have you read this quote, Simone Driver, from Ronda Rousey? Have you seen this quote
I
that
think
Swerface
I
is referencing?
have. I think.
Okay.
Let
I'm
me
going to read
post
it.
it
I'm
for
going to
me.
read it.
Okay.
Because I haven't seen this. Because when Swerface says Ronda talking about her uterus, I just thought that was Swerface being Swerface. But no. Rousey said, "I honestly don't know why anyone feels they have an authority to speak on the plans for my uterus. If I responded every single time the world speculated what I was doing with my womb, I would not have a free moment in the day." She continued, I don't really feel like I should have to respond to that kind of thing. It's my vagina, my life. Keep the speculation to yourself. Leave me and my reproductive organs alone." I mean,
Good. She has
that's
a very good point.
that's true. I mean, it's perfectly true. But that's a heck of a promo. I wish she'd cut that promo on Raw. That's a heck of a promo.
I mean, they've started cussing and showing side boob on Raw nowadays. I think they can get away with it, especially when they make the move to Fox. I say go for it.
Oh yeah, and there was this guy that was speculating that SmackDown would get a third hour. So this guy talking about how the XFL was going to do good, a third hour on FS1, or they could put 205 on it, or
I think 205 on FS1 would be a damn good
I
choice.
don't know
So
about
they can get it.
NXT.
Are they doing it to NXT?
I would rather they do it to NXT if they're able to get another TV slot rather than 205, because who cares about 205?
205 Live, because for NXT developments, I can definitely see NXT and especially NXT UK still network, because they still need for network exclusives that are able to go into that pay-per-views and the tapes and yada yada yada. But I the XFL's drop on its fucking face, so let's go ahead and get that out of the way. But it would be completely asinine if they do a third hour of SmackDown, because they're already having trouble in 3 hours of Raw. And SmackDown.
Technically, 205 is the third hour of SmackDown. They've put it back on Tuesdays, which
But
is stupid.
yeah, that is absolutely asinine. They need to give it, put it before and have it on, FS1 the hour before, so it would be 7 o'clock my time to where SmackDown comes on. Actually, yeah, it would be 7 o'clock my time to where SmackDown comes on. So have it the hour before, have it on FS1, and then kick over to SmackDown on main Fox. That would be the way to do it. But, we have until October to talk about this, but yeah, adding a third hour to SmackDown would be fucking horrible.
Can I just get my official reaction into adding 3 hours to another WWE show? In
Yeah.
just okay. Here we go.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
There we go. That's my reaction.
Well, that's the thing that people really want to go back to 2 hours, and deals finally kick in this year, and yeah, Raw's still gonna be 3 hours. And I think I watched the third hour of Raw on Monday. I was that tired. Is it? You know what? Fuck it. One side boob. Yes, they've got women with towels on. To say bitch, all this stuff. Yes, you've got old man Vince, but it's far too long. And as for the Royal Rumble, it's a show. I will do my Fuji bits later and try and present. I just can't really think of someone that really stands out for a Rumble winner when it was really easy. This year's just kind of hard to do.
But was it really easy the year before?
I'm going to look right now. Let me go and see how many people put Shinsuke Nakamura down. Da, 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 da. Whenever Swerveface says something's easy to predict, hey, we've got Fuji bet. What percent do you reckon, Swerveface? What percent? What percentage of people do you reckon?
Over 40.
Over 40. Hang on.
I'm with this.
58.2%. So the vast majority of people picked Shinsuke Nakamura.
Check the women's one.
65.7% for Asuka. So yes, quite predictable. I will give you that, Squareface. It was very predictable Rumble.
Yeah, so I don't know what it's going to be like this year. So it's just I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I think it's maybe the whole WWE in 2019 thing where people have got really fed up of it. You have a look at the alternatives. You got people getting so hyped about AEW and it's not even on TV yet.
Oh yes, the
Impact-
unhealthy.
Yes. It's about 10,000 people on Twitch and nobody knows what the number is on the Pursuit channel. This how much longer?
Well, they're exploring a different avenue. That's the thing. Is like they're exploring a different way of doing business, and the business does have to move on. I mean, like you could argue without Dusty, we wouldn't have wrestling on television. Wrestling would still be a live event thing. Most promoters thought that television was, was a dead duck in terms of wrestling. No one will watch wrestling on television. But
see Japan tour in the US, where it's basically it's all Americans and it's not New Japan people.
Yeah, because they've not been able to get the visas.
I don't know if it's going to be fixed now in time, but it's kind of this is basically ROH, but not called ROH. Just like when they did the same for All In, it was a rebranded ROH show. And so
well, hopefully they get it fixed because it'd be nice to see. It's always good to see the Japanese stars on US soil. I still need to try and figure out how I'm going to get tickets to go and see. I need to find out if tickets for the UK thing have gone live. Yeah.
What UK thing?
I need to see if the G1 Night 1 in Dallas is up.
The where is it going to be? I forgot what it's called. God damn it. There's the Copper Box Arena. There we go. Let me just, because last time I looked, it was purely netball, but maybe there are more dates on. So how are you feeling about AEW then?
Like I said to you a couple of weeks ago after you went off the air, I just think it's getting overhyped a bit too much. Yes, the funding looks a lot good. I'll say that. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's over and over again." Well, GFW didn't get really good funding because going to fund it if they got a TV deal, and that never happened. So they've got funded well. The question really is, are they going to get a TV deal? Are they going to get a good one? Lately, these have not really been good TV deals lately, especially for Impact, which I think is it's the low ratings that have just driven people away. It's like, yeah, million viewers on Spike, but when you're drawing less than 100 now, or just around that, the goose is cooked. But I think the thing with AEW is premise is interesting. I just don't really think it's going to be much of an alternative because there's people who aren't really interested in the flippy stuff. He's basically going to be more the same, and they're going to be doing the Stephanie McMahon philanthropy future marketing thing with Brandy Rhodes. And I think really the question will be, do they or do they not sign Kenny Omega? Now, I really don't have much to say about Omega. I just think he's overrated, but people really still speculate if he's gonna go there or is he gonna go to the E. But even then, it's like once they get a TV deal, it's get really interesting.
Yeah.
WWE's basically shitting themselves, and it's all because of the fact of, well, they've got really strong behind it, and is that he's going to let Tony Khan company and give him all this money, and it might work, but I think it might be this is what kills TNA if they get a good TV deal. Talent, because there's a lot of talent base going on right now. WWE is very reluctant to release people because there's quite a few in that, they basically said, yeah, if you want to go to AEW, the door's open. Need.
Yeah.
I was reading that WWE is going to increase the money on people's contracts once its new TV deals happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they
This
kind
is
of
an
got things.
incentive, so it's like, yeah, just stay with us, please.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start signing when they start signing people to new contracts, or they start saying, well, it's going to be a 60-day no compete rather than a 30-day,
I thought it's
or
90.
even 90, or even 90.
I thought it's still 90.
I thought it was 30
Yeah,
days.
it's supposed to be a 90-day. No, it's a 90-day no compete.
Oh,
You
okay.
see that
All
when
right.
people are like, oh, that they got fired. How long is it going to be before they show them a TNA? And it's like, oh, 90 days. And then they show them
Yeah.
TNA.
So I think it'd be I mean, it'd be interesting to see whether I don't know if those deals mean no compete or no appearance. Don't know what they mean, because that's
It's
the
a
thing
no,
is
it's not a no compete. It's basically you can't make any U.S. TV appearances.
I
If
think
you
it even extends to view and also DVD. They're quite strict about that. If it's just a random indie show in the middle of nowhere and it's not getting filmed, it's okay. But
but
yeah.
like you can go to like how long did it's a little bit different in Juice Robinson's situation, but
yeah, do you
you can
mean
you can go you can go to you can go to Japan and debut over there and get on the show there as long as there's a U.S. appearance within the 90.
Hmm.
then wasn't it fucking Albert that fixed him going to Japan anyway? So
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a different situation.
Yeah. It'd be. I mean, AEW is interesting. To put a point on the Kenny Omega thing. We've seen
I mean,
we have seen with
he got all these Woo awards, and it's ridiculous, by the way. We've still got a few more of those to read out. Kenny Omega still gets all these awards, it's ridiculous. Sorry to interrupt.
yeah. So like we've seen with countless wrestling promotions over the years that putting all your stock into one person and making them the be all and end all of your promotion, be that person Hulk Hogan, be that person Steve Austin, be that person Bret Hart, be that person Goldberg, Roman Reigns, you know, any of those most recent examples, you put all your stock in one person, and not only do you alienate the viewers, you run the risk of what happens when that horse can't go anymore. See Hulk Hogan, see Bret Hart, see Steve Austin. What happens when that horse wants to go elsewhere? See Bret Hart, see Hulk Hogan. What happens when that horse wants to do movies? See Hulk Hogan, see. uh, you know, yeah, you can't. As much as people want to believe, and this is again going back to the whole thing about healthy hype and healthy speculation. Okay, in my opinion, regardless of whether or not they get Kenny Omega, it is not. It should not be a game changer. Okay, if they get Kenny Omega, great. They've got a guy who has delivered some really, really great matches over the years. Let's see what he can do with working with some familiar talent. Let's see what he can do with working with other talent. That sounds like a great starting point. If they don't get Kenny Omega, then holy shit, let's see if Hangman Page can, like, if we give Hangman Page 30 minutes, let's see what the fuck he can do. If we give, I don't know who the guy with the fucking chewing gum on the fucking guy's head was, I can't remember his name, but let's see what he can do for 20, 30 minutes, you know? Give someone else the stage for, give someone else the spotlight for a time. You know, this is kind of how I've started being a little bit more positive about WWE in the last 3 weeks because their turnaround plan since Roman has gone has been better in terms of they are looking at their talent and they are building people up. They are moving people forward. They even put Kurt Hawkins over this fucking week. As like, how the fucking hell they managed to do that? It was
Is this Raw or main event? Because all I remember
no
is
Raw. This was Raw. Did you not see this? I guess neither of you saw this.
Well, I mean, if it was the third hour, I definitely didn't.
So you know how the revival has been doing this gimmick where they consistently lose through referees, and then the week before last, and they won because of they broke the rules, right? So they did this deal where basically Kurt Hawkins was the ref, and they tried to cheat, but Kurt Hawkins spotted every single cheaty thing they did, like feeling the ropes, hooking the tights, and all that. And the revival then beat up Kurt Hawkins, and Zack Ryder came down and made the save, and there was quite a pop for it. And I thought, God damn, they've actually sort of like made a match that people might want to see in terms of Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins versus the revival, which could be pretty fucking cool in my opinion. I wouldn't mind that being on the pre-show of the Rumble. It should be on the pre-show of the Rumble, in my opinion. But yeah, they've not been too bad at it. Like once you get that kind of taste of it has to be this guy and this guy has to be on top out of your system, you start getting better opportunities. Don't get me wrong. I don't think AEW is going to breed a new Attitude Era. I don't think. I mean, if I had to take a bet about what AEW is going to do, my bet is probably they will run like a pay-per-view company. I think if they are smart, they will do a mix of what GFW did, and they'll do a mix of what TNA did for a while, which is put on a big monthly show or do a show every 2 months and supplement it with touring round with house shows and promote the shit out of your events to the point where you can actually start putting on bigger and better shows during the week. But who knows?
Supposedly they did like 50,000 buys for All In, and which I have to say this because AEW doesn't actually own the rights to All In. It's ROH that owns the rights to All In, so they're basically that they don't even own that one.
Yeah, I mean, okay, sure they don't own the name of the show, but
They don't even own the
it's
footage.
no, but it's at least it's the same people. I mean, no one's gonna go, oh yeah, All In was just was an ROH show. I mean, okay, yes, it was the ROH's money, it was the ROH's stuff, but it's as close to an independent as you're gonna get.
I think my gripe with All In was that I felt like there could have been a lot less people from ROH. It should have been phones instead of just like, it's like 95% ROH guys. It's like, if you're celebrating independent wrestling or non-WWE wrestling, there's plenty more companies than just ROH.
What
Yeah,
they
Like you
at
could
the
have
time.
you could have had a TNA match, for example, in commentary. So you could have at least had a TNA match.
Yeah, I think it would have been. Again, I don't know whether or not the taste of TNA in people's mouths has ever really washed out. I think there are still people who, you know, still don't want to watch TNA because of what it did to the business in terms of well, not necessarily what it did to the business, what it did to itself. Um, and once you've been, once burnt, twice shy,
And I
So,
think the thing with TNA is, they got rid of Dixie when it's too late. They
oh
should have
yeah,
done it when they were in spite.
the horse had already left the stable. At that point, we can talk to the cows come home about fucking Dixie Cards from TNA, but yeah, she fucked it up. She fucked it up. Are you gonna be watching Takeover tonight, Swerve?
I will probably have it in the background. I've got this picture-in-picture mode thing now, so I don't have to stare at the app all the time. I can just put the video on and I can do other things at the same time. So I find that to be a lot more helpful in terms of watching things lately because it's just been really, late. So
Hmm.
picture-in-picture mode, I think it's kind of helped. I don't
Awesome
really
sauce.
follow NXT. People that knows that when they get called to the main roster, everything they've done in NXT is basically face of the earth. So it's like if they're good workers, they're good workers, and but I don't have any predictions at all. I will do my Fuji bets later. See
Get
what
get them
happens.
badges, man.
Yeah. I mean, badges already. Just need to make some pictures up for those badges.
I know we do need some artwork. So if anyone wants to do some commissions for the artwork, please contact me because
Yes. Um. But yeah, it's a quite good show. This, by the way, I've been listening to the few. I think I missed the first one.
you can
So
always go and watch it on YouTube, man. I mean, the audio is horrendous for the
the
first show.
audio. Then again, so is it all in free shows, so we can't exactly.
Well, there we go. We're meeting ROH standards.
It's funny, isn't it? But yeah, Fuji bets, and don't forget the bingo card.
I
Bingo
know.
card, WWE apparently they've been doing this for a few years now, but bingo card, and as you pointed out earlier, there's a surprise return, and they've got a picture of Rey Mysterio, even though he's already announced.
Yeah,
And
he
I'll
was
say
one of the
this,
very first people they announced.
what happened to that used to do like a lottery draw, where people would pick their numbers for the Rumble all
Huh.
on Raw and SmackDown.
Maybe they're doing it on Access.
And I haven't seen anything about it. It's like with all the things, instead of recapping Raw, they could have shown people pick their ball when out, and because there's some people that they really like to pick a certain number, and it's like they're not gonna pick the person. Yeah, okay. Number 14, for example. I'm gonna have number 14. Unlucky one. Wasn't there a lucky one Nakamura? It's like there's a certain number
Number
you can
14, the
miss,
number 14 curse.
and that's basically got broken.
Well, no. Nakamura is, I think, the epitome of the number 14 curse.
Then he win.
Yeah, he won, but look where he's on the pre-show against Rusev. He had
Yeah.
he had an
Do that,
entire
but
feud that was based around kicking AJ Styles in the dick.
oh yeah, I always forgot to put like dick spot on the bingo cards, and then by the time that I put it on the card, they stopped doing the dick spot.
He has had the worst year, has Shinsuke Nakamura.
It's really, and that's the thing is like when you get these people's contracts expiring, um,
Mm.
see, how competitive is it, or are you going to get people like Nakamura? It's like here's the thing, Kenta, I refuse to call him that old name. It's like it hasn't worked out for him. Why hasn't he come back to Japan yet? He is
Money,
getting injured
mostly money, I imagine. Mostly the money.
in NXT. I mean, is he still in or did you put him on 205? I forget.
He's 205. He's on 205. He is. Have you looked at your Fuji? he's
haven't
he's
paid
in the
much
fatal
attention-
four way.
haven't paid much attention to the.
Oh,
I'm
man.
going to do it later because I don't want a bunch of emails and say, "Oh look, it's been reset. I have to do it again."
No, it's not going to be so. So just to point that out. So if you've picked someone who is currently in the Rumble and they get taken out, then the answer will reset, but you won't necessarily get the email that it has been reset. It will just keep an eye on Wikipedia. I don't, as far as I can tell, no one has been withdrawn this year. I do know that last year they took like 5 or 6 people out, and I had to just drop a bunch of emails. I just had to drop a bunch of people and send a bunch of emails out. So I'm not going to be doing that this year. Is what I'm saying. Is I'm not going to be sending an email out about it. They will be reset. So just so you know.
Okay.
I think it annoyed some people because I took their predictions away, and then those people did actually show up in the Rumble. Thank you, WWE. Like, this person, but they were declared, but they weren't declared. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Alrighty, Swerve. Have you gotten your month's worth of wrestling out of your system?
I think I have, but the second you hang up on me, I'll probably think, "Oh shit, I forgot to talk about this."
Well,
I think
what if I pretend to hang up on you, and then you can see if you can remember? There we go. Look, I pretended to hang up on you. Have you thought of anything?
Oh yeah. Did you ever talk about the whole tampon thing? Where it's like the opposite of the dick spot?
No, not really. I mean, to be honest, I thought,
with the AEW.
yeah, I don't really care. I mean, it's like I saw enough shit last week from $5 wrestling that was worse than
Yeah, okay, I
than anything to do
apologize.
with that.
Okay, I
No,
apologize.
no, no. You have a month-long ban, sir, from recommending anything. You have a month-long ban, and you're not. And $5 wrestling is banned from recommendations.
Well,
That is.
don't really do many shows. I think this was the first one in a few years, so I don't think you're going to have to. Again, is there something worse than $5 though? I don't know.
Maybe we will find out. Maybe we will find out.
I mean, it really depends. Like you could go back to the good old days of Ian Rotten and
Oh God! Maybe we could watch the fucking CZW show where the power ran out on the spotlights and they had to get everyone to drive their cars up to ringside.
Yeah, remember when people used to talk about CZW, and nowadays there's this story. A bunch of guys who are in Japan and saying, "Now, why don't you work CZW?" And it's like 2 of them just shout out, "Fuck DJ Hyde."
Alrighty then. All right. So good luck in the Rumble tonight.
Hopefully we get another caller because I
Hopefully.
remember before, it was like maybe a later start time might fix it, but I don't know. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the Rumble and all that kind of things. And I don't know when you'll next do call ins, probably for WrestleMania, but we'll see what happens. Unless it's a show after Royal Rumble, but I don't know. It's like, didn't they do like Roadblock or something last year?
I believe there is Elimination Chamber to look forward to. We've got Fastlane to look forward to.
Elimination Chamber, banned in Germany. They call that.
Yeah, and then WrestleMania. So.
Yeah. Well, we've got a few other shows, so that's good.
Alrighty. All right, thank you very much, Squareface, for coming on. We will we'll speak to you soon, I guess.
Oh yeah,
Hey, I got brief mid-speech. I am so sorry, Swerve.
You're not.
I'm a little bit sorry. A little bit, just a tiny amount sorry. If you want to call in, we've got another kind of 21 minutes, maybe or so, before we get off the air. Yeah, your bingo card. Yes, we will plug the bingo card. Go and do Swear's bingo card, people. So yeah, there was something I was going to say, and I completely forgotten what it was. Oh, that's right. I was going to play this. Hang on.
Let's tell everyone what happened here. So Lesnar comes out and he talks about how Finn beat John Cena. This is Heyman. Says Finn beat John Cena last week. No fluke, no controversy. Says Cena proclaimed that he believed in Finn Balor. The people said so as well. I believe in Finn Balor, he says. And he notes that Balor believes that he can beat Brock because Brock was training for another opponent. Now, with a week's notice, he's got an entirely new challenger.
I like.
So I should just point out this point. This is from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. I just want people to know, okay, that whatever you say about Dave Meltzer, okay, whatever you might think about him, okay, a lot of people are like saying, oh, Dave just, he gets a story and he gets like a small piece of information and he twists it into a story, okay. Whatever you say about Dave Meltzer, he is he's a stand-up guy who upholds all forms of kayfabe, okay. That's what you got to appreciate from this man.
Like that. See that made all the sense in the world that he was training for this 385-pound guy. Now he's got this smaller, speedier guy.
I know it's coming. That's the thing.
He's the only one who said that. Like the announcer should have hammered that point home, and the announcers never brought it up once.
But he says, spoiler here, even miracles fear Brock Lesnar. Vince comes out. He says, for anyone to think that Finn can in any way compete with Brock, that's passé, he says. The only way Vince was out to lunch on this show.
Passé. I mean,
this is just the beginning.
He went like in and out of focus on the show.
Oh my God. He says the only way anyone could believe this would be if they believed the story of David and Goliath. Remember that one, Vince asks? Paul says, I never read the Bible.
That was actually a pretty clever line.
So Vince says, David went out. This is his story of David and Goliath. He says, David went out, ate every mushroom he could find.
He did?
Went up and challenged this big, nasty, mean giant. And then Goliath beat the holy hell out of David, and David was never seen again until he was reincarnated as Finn Balor. What the hell is he talking about?
He's not talking about David and Goliath.
No. He's not talking about Jack and the Beanstalk either. It's got like 10 stories.
I have to say, the idea that Vince McMahon coming out on Monday Night Raw and saying that something is passé is like, that's new levels of not being aware of yourself. Like coming out and saying, yeah, this idea is completely out of fashion and out of date. That's you, Vince. That's you, sir. You are no longer. I don't think you ever have been that barometer.
Wait. Jack and the Beanstalk. Did Jack eat mushrooms or something?
No,
where do the mushrooms come from?
I have no idea where. I know where So Vince says Finn earned the right. He has fans, but any fan in the world, including here in Hillbilly Land, none of them believe that Finn can beat Brock.
I don't know if he's actually playing on the stream. I don't think it is.
So Strowman comes
out. Is this playing on the stream? I can't tell.
So wait. So is David and Goliath a fairy tale? Because isn't the Bible supposed to be real?
David and Goliath is in the Bible, but
it might be.
But Jack and the Beanstalk's a fairy tale.
Yes. Okay. Jack and the Beanstalk is not.
I'm not saying like David and Goliath may very well be a fairy tale as well, but it's not supposed to be if it's in the Bible.
So Strowman comes out, gets on the apron,
which I actually have read, even though Paul Heyman never has. So maybe I'll let him know what's in there.
Last Monday was the worst night of his life, thanks to Corbin. Not thanks to Vince, who actually took away his championship match and $100,000. It's Corbin's fault.
Well, hey, wait a minute. Now, you can't get mad at that because that's like the epitome of the entire pro wrestling world right there.
Well,
how many guys have told you, oh, my God, Vince loved me, but that damn Jim Ross or that damn John Laurinaitis or JJ or whoever it was, they hated me and I was screwed.
Yeah. And they're full of it. So Braun Strowman's now full of it. He's supposed to be the top babyface.
Well, they're full of it because they're either afraid or they're naive, and Braun's either afraid, naive, or both.
Well, speaking of being afraid, Vince says you're lucky you're employed. So
you said that to Braun?
Yes.
I think we reached the point on that. Really, you all right, Simon Driver? You ducked in and out there.
Yeah, I've been having ISP issues lately, so I had to reconnect on my phone.
Oh. We have Famone. No, that's not going to work. Simone Phoner. I don't know. You're calling in technically.
Technically, yes.
Technically, we got a new call in from Simone Driver. So yeah, Dave Meltzer there, strong with the biblical and fairy tale kayfabe there, upholding fairy tale kayfabe. Yeah, I don't think there's any more callers. I can't see anyone in the chat. I can see Goldeneye showing up in the Discord. So I guess we could wrap things up here. Do you want to plug your stuff?
Okay. Yes, you can find me on Twitter at the Tiger Oliver. I know I'm at Samoan Driver, but yeah, yeah. You can also find me on. Am I dropping? Am I still here?
You are still here. You were just about still here.
Okay. I'll go ahead and make this short. You can follow me at the Tiger Oliver on Twitter, not at Samoan Driver. That's kind of my woo Twitter that I don't use anymore. You can find me on Insomniac Gamers at insomniacgamers.net or on twitch.tv/insomniacgamers12345. Coming up tonight, hopefully tonight, we do have the IG Rumble, so if you're not going to watch NXT TakeOver, come over. We're going to have ourselves a little Rumble match. All of our titles are going to be on the line, and it's going to be pretty much a good show. You can find me there. You can also find me on Instagram and wherever you find your digital media, with the exception of iTunes, because fuck iTunes.
Good sentiment. Yeah, this has pretty much been the No Show. If you want to go and find us, you can find us on at LOL Wrestling. You can follow me if you want at red_Reddington. I think I'm underscore. I never remember if I'm underscore or not. Yeah, I'm underscore on Twitter. Come join our Discord channel. It's the easiest way to get in contact with us. And follow us here on twitch.tv/LOLWrestling.TV. We will be back next week for episode 5, where we will indeed be talking about Raw and SmackDown, and of course, Best in the Yard 4. 3 hours and 38 minutes of yard tarding. We might have to split that into. That might be the Deathly Hallows of yard tarding. We might have to split that into a 2-parter, because I don't know if we're going to be able to cover all 3.5 hours in an hour on the No Show. We'll try it. We will see what we can do. Probably also be talking about the fallout from obviously TakeOver and Rumble. So probably a big show next week. No call-ins next week, but we will probably do call-ins for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which isn't that far away, really. It's actually just 3 weeks away. So 3 weeks' time, we'll be back on the air. Of course, Monday Night Red and Poop Down will be live on this very channel. So tune in for that. And I don't know if I'm allowed to give a plug for this, so I'm going to do it anyway because why not? Because they're good friends of ours. Armbar Society will be doing their National E-Wrestling Day nude in February. I forget the exact date. I want to say it's the 16th and 17th. But yes, I believe that is when that is going down. So tune in for that. Believe that's everything I need to go and publish. Don't forget to go and do your Fuji bets. And we will see you next week. And yeah, thank you very much for stopping by.
Deuces.